And we're underway for the first race of the morning of the 2017 Senior World Championship Trials. This is the men's single. In lane 1, which is closest to the camera, is Justin Keene rowing for Pr3. Lane 2, for California Rowing Club, Michael Kluger. Lane 3, from Community Rowing, is Ari Cohen. And lane 4 on the far side is Tom Graves. And Tom Graves is the, how should we say, senior statesman here. He won a gold medal in the 8 at the 2001 World Rowing Junior Championships and has been on the rowing scene at the Henley and at the World Championships, World Cups, pretty much since that time. He's been to the World Championships many times. He's been through these trials many times. But he did have to go through the reps to get into the final today. And challenging him right now is Justin Keene from Pr3. And he's a bit younger, graduated from Penn State in 2012. So what we're going to see a lot, I think, at these trials is new challenging old. The word on the street, in talking to coaches and whatnot, there are a handful of athletes who want to race in the United States at the World Championships, and so following the Olympic year they've decided they're going to do that. But there's certainly a whole lot of younger athletes out there who are starting the new quadrennium, so it's a pretty interesting time. These two are going neck to neck right now, pretty much, yeah, bow ball to bow ball. What we saw yesterday in the reps was Tom Graves sitting comfortably like this, but in the last 600 meters he cranked it up and won by open water. Whether he'll do that today or not, we'll see. Justin's pacing him stroke for stroke right now. You can see bow number 3 there, Ari Cohen, and he's not far off the pace, a boat length behind. And Michael Kluger from California Rowing Club, his bow is just right there with Ari also, a little bit, about a half a boat behind. Getting into the 1,000, we're getting close to the 1,000 and we have a dead spot for the video, so we're going to go to the finish tower camera and we'll come back to the camera launch as soon as we can. So from the finish tower, lane 4 is closest to us, and they are just a couple strokes away from the 1,000. And through the 1,000, it is Justin Keene in lane 1 who has moved out now to a half a boat. We'll see if Mr. Graves has a response. But he is really pushing now, probably a full boat over second place Tom Graves. On the far side, you can see that bow starting to creep back a little bit. So Justin made a push, but the question is that his, was that just a push and is he able to maintain that speed, or is his base speed about the same as Tom's? Well, now we have lane 2, Michael Kluger, who is now passing Tom Graves. So as we get close to the 500-meter mark, it is Justin Keene, Penn State graduate. I believe that's a club program. So at 500 meters to go, it is Justin Keene, Michael Klug, Tom Graves, and Ari Cohen. From the top of the finish tower, the lanes are reversed per the view of the camera launch. So closest to us is lane 4. On the far side is lane 1. So Justin Keene had been leading this race, but at about 500 he was starting to be challenged by Michael Kluger from California Rowing Club, and now it is these two. And if I were going to say, I would say Michael Kluger has passed Justin Keene and now has about a half a boat. Michael Kluger now with about a boat length lead over Justin Keene, sat in second and third until about the 500 and then just rode everybody down. And as we get close to the line, we're about 2-3 strokes away. It is Michael Kluger, Justin Keene, closest to us, Tom Graves, and in just a couple strokes, Ari Cohen will cross the line. Next up is the women's single, and we'll be going to that as soon as we can. Underway is the women's single final. There is a lot of experience in this race. In lane 1 is Emily Kaufels, rowing for Narragansett Boat Club. That boat is closest to the camera. Lane 2 is Kara Kohler, rowing for California Rowing Club, in the white boat that we see there. In lane 3 is Felice Mueller, rowing for the Foundry. And on the far side is Stacia Carley, and she is rowing for a very experienced athlete, Cavallo, who she won a bronze medal in the quad at the 2012 games and has been racing internationally since 2010. So both of these athletes, just a lot of experience. Stacia Carle has been rowing since 1998. Graduate also of the University of Michigan, and has competed in many World Cups, successfully medaled. And on the far side is Emily Kaufels, who took third just about a month ago at the U23 championships and was fourth in the doubles at the 2016 U23 championships. So the amount of experience in this race is just incredible. Felice Mueller out in front and holding everybody off in this women's single race. Felice Mueller in the dark top. On the left, Cavallo, the white top with the red stripe signifying California Rowing Club. Looking over to see where Felice is as they are in the red buoys, which signifies 250 meters to go. Felice has controlled this race from the start, or from when we could see them when we started broadcasting this race. And she has not let up at all or let anybody get within a boat length of her since about the 500 meter mark. And it is Felice Mueller who will be representing the United States in Sarasota at the World Championships. That event starts October 24 and goes through, September 24 through October 1st. This is Stacia coming across the line. And Emily crossing the line. And good for Emily to race, having just competed at the U23 World Championships about a month ago. Started rowing in 2014. So as I said, with the men's single, some newcomers, some really experienced athletes. The next race up is the men's double. It's going to be a two-boat race, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. The men's double is a 2-boat race. Closest to the camera, we have David Judah and Nicholas Good. It's a Vesper Pin AC combo. And on the far side, John Graves, yes, related to Tom, and Ben Davison. And they're rowing for Craftsbury. The Vesper Pin AC composite boat. Both of these athletes are very experienced. David took 6th in the men's double at the 2016 Olympic trials. They both raced at Club Nationals this year. And Nick has rowed for 12 years, and he's been coaching the varsity girls at Penn AC. Good for him. The other boat of Ben Davison and John Graves, John Graves being the elder statesman in that boat. John raced at the 2000 Olympic trials. He's raced at the World Championships and has not medaled at any of these events, but has a lot of experience and has been up and down this course in trials many, many times. Ben Davison is a younger athlete, started rowing in 2009, rowed for the University of Washington, and took 3rd in the 4-width at the 2017 U23 Championships. So he just competed at the Worlds about a month ago and is leading in this race to be racing at the Senior Worlds. What's been interesting with a lot of these athletes that have been competing at the higher levels, they have competed internationally both sweep and sculling. And Ben is certainly one of those athletes. Was in some very successful University of Washington boats as a sweep rower, but has been sculling in trials for a few years here and is doing a very nice job today rowing for Craftsbury. And there you can see the margin. It's a handful of boat lengths between these two, with the Craftsbury boat of Graves and Davison out in front easily, I guess, as they say at Henley. See the rating come up a little bit. They are moving very nicely together. About 200 meters to go. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Mercer County Park. Regatta being held out of the Casperson Boathouse, an official U.S. Olympic Committee training center. And it's John Graves and Ben Davison who will be representing the United States in Sarasota. David Judah and Nick Good. Just a couple strokes from the line. And that completes the men's double. Next up will be the women's double with 4 boats competing. and we'll get to that as soon as we can. On these short centers, the camera boat doesn't have much time to get up to the start, so we pick up the races as soon as we can. Referee signaling to the athletes and to the finish tower that the race is fair. So up next, women's double. The women's double final is underway. From the camera launch, lane 1 is closest to the camera. Kara Susik and Lily Keene rowing for Orion. Lane 2, Margaret Bertassi and Emily Hulskamp. Lane 3, and out in the lead right now, rowing for Vesper and New York AC, a composite boat of Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek. Lane 4 on the far side, another Orion boat is Elizabeth Sunshine and Maureen McCullough. And out in front right now, by a boat length of open water, are the double that have sort of owned this event for quite some time. They raced in the Rio Olympics, made the A final. Megan also raced at the 2013, 14, 15 World Championships. Ellen was in the quad in 2009 and raced also 13, 14, 15 and at the Olympics in 2016. So this double, they've not only raced together a lot, they have a lot of racing experience. Ellen, another graduate of the University of Michigan, began rowing in 2002. Megan began rowing 2010, but she did not row in college. She picked up rowing later and certainly found her calling with sculling. And they continue to lead by a substantial margin. We're through the 1,000. getting close to 1250. And this is Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek. Well out in front of their competitors. As we zoom out here, there's the next bow. So that's lane 4, Elizabeth Sunshine and Maureen McAuliffe. At the 500-meter mark, it's 3 boats of open water for Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek. The view from the top of the finish tower is reversed. Lane 4 closest to the camera now. Our leaders, the very experienced double of Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek, are into the red buoys, which signifies 250 meters to go. And looking very nice, which would be expected of a double of this experience. And with just a couple strokes of the line, Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek will be representing the United States down in Sarasota starting September 24th. Elizabeth Sunshine, Maureen McAuliffe, Kara Suchek, and Lily Keene, and then Margaret Bertassi and Emily Hulskamp. Next up is the men's pair. 4 boats in that race, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. The men's pair is underway. Lane 1, closest to the camera launch, rowing for the U.S. Rowing Training Center. In fact, all of these boats are. Ben Rubel and Kyle Peabody. Lane 2, in the white tops, there, lane 2, Michael Colella and Anders Weiss. In lane 3, Ben Delaney and Andrew LaRoe. In lane 4, on the far side, Nate Goodman and Bobby Moffett. Right now, our leaders are lane 2, Michael Colella and Anders Weiss. Michael began rowing in 2008 for Bethesda Chevy Chase High School down in D.C. area and graduated from Cornell. And his pair partner, Andrew, is from Barrington, Rhode Island and graduated from Brown University. So he just went to his local university there, just happened to be Brown. And they are out in front by 3/4 of a boat. But on the far side of them, Ben Delaney and Andrew LaRoe are not, well, they are slipping back a little bit now. I was going to say they weren't going to let him get away, but Colella and Weiss are out in front and moving out just a little bit. Everybody's separated by about a boat length now. Getting close to the 1,000-meter mark, which is where we lose our camera launch for a little bit. From the top of the finish tower, the order is reversed. Lane 4 is closest to the camera. So our leader is the second boat from the right. And here they are. They have moved out another almost half a boat length over Delaney and LaRue. With this second place boat, both of them from Florida. Began rowing in 2009 and 2012. Andrew was on the junior national team from 2014-2016. A lot of experience there. Lane 1 starting to poke its bow up. Not quite into second place yet, but that's Ben Rubel and Kyle Peabody. But both boats are now almost a boat length behind our leaders as we get close to the 500-meter mark. Places may trade for second, but only the winner is able to race in this boat at the World Championships in Sarasota. Again, lane 4 closest to us, so our leader is the second boat from the right. We'll see if they get challenged at all as they come into the red buoys, which signify 250 meters to go. The winners will be racing in Sarasota, September 24th through October 1st. From what I hear, tickets are going fast, which is exciting. Good news for the regatta. It's going to be a great event down there. The venue is pretty spectacular. It's a great course. Good viewing. Should be a lot of fun. It's tightening up a little bit, but our early leaders still have about a boat length lead. And at the line, it's Colella and Weiss. Second was Rubel and Peabody. Third is Delaney and Leroux. And then Goodman and Moffat for the men's pair. Next up is the men's lightweight double. And we'll get to that as soon as we can. The men's lightweight double is underway. This is a one-boat race. And per the U.S. rowing rules, they just have to get down the course. But they do have to go down the course. So you have to enter, go through the whole process, weigh in, do the whole thing. And just looking at their stroke rating, it would appear that they are taking this seriously and going at race pace. Try to make a good, strong showing of it. So it's Peter Schmidt, and Christopher Lambert Rogers. And Peter Schmidt began rowing in 2006 for Narragansett in Providence. Graduated from Drexel. He was competed in the U23 and senior team trials. Raced a lot at nationals. Won the pair in 2011 at the Dadvales. So he has done a lot of different kind of racing. And he and his partner Chris, who began rowing in 2011 for Cornell. Chris raced at 2014-15 at Henley. And Both men are rowing for Riverside Boat Club out of Boston. And all things being equal, they will be representing the United States down in Sarasota. September 24 through October 1. As I said earlier, tickets are actually going fast. So if you're interested in going, look into getting tickets. And in between racing, you can go to the beach. Sarasota has the #1 rated beach in the country. Racing is spread out over a week, so there is time to do other things while you're down in Florida. In between the 1250 and 1500 meter mark, getting close to the 1500 meter mark, Peter Schmidt and Christopher Lambert Rogers. The only pressure they feel is the pressure they're putting on themselves to make this boat go as fast as they can. Absolutely perfect morning for racing. A little bit of weather blew through in the last couple days, but it's cool, it's calm, and there's a whole lot of people wearing long sleeves in early August in central New Jersey. It's a new and exciting thing. So absolutely perfect weather for racing. Riverside Double, Peter Schmidt, Christopher Lambert Rogers. A couple of younger athletes going to be representing the United States across the line. Next up is the women's lightweight double. There are 3 boats in that race, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. Underway is the women's lightweight double. Three-boat race. Closest to the camera in lane 1 is Hilary Sager and Aaron Roberts rowing for Riverside with the distinctive blue and white striped tops. Lane 2 is a Vesper Potomac composite, Michelle Sescher and Emily Schmidt. And on the far side, Sarasota, Rosa Kemp and Monica Whitehouse. Hometown crew for the World Championships on the far side over there. They are currently in second place behind Michelle Sescher and Emily Schmidt. So now just continuing to move out further and further, Sescher and Schmidt doing a good job out in front. Coming up on the 1,000-meter mark and continuing to pull away are Sescher and Schmidt doing a nice job. In second place is the Sarasota crew of Kemp and Whitehouse. But at 1,000 meters, there's the spread between all three boats as they go through the 1,000. Boat of open for our leaders over second place, and then a boat length from second to third. Looking at Sager and Roberts rowing for Riverside. The Sarasota crew of Kemp and Whitehouse. And our leaders of Sescher and Schmidt. In between the 1250 and the 1500 meter mark now, getting close to 1500 meter mark. Sescher and Schmidt doing a nice job out front. .500 meters to go, and they are opening up this lead even further. And that is the margin. You can see it right there. 500 meters to go. 2-3 boat lengths of open water. Getting close to the red buoy, signifying 250 meters to go. Sescher and Schmidt with a strong lead. And good chance here that they will be representing the United States in Sarasota, Florida, September 24th through October 1st. And across the line, congratulations to Michelle Sescher and Emily Schmidt. Second place is Rosa Kemp and Monica Whitehouse, and then Hillary Sager and Aaron Roberts on the far side. Next up is the men's quad. It is a one-boat race. As we saw earlier this morning, they just have to get down the course. Underway is the men's quad, one boat race. Again, per the rules, they have to get down the course. And looks like they certainly will. In this boat, we have Lucas Wilhelm, Eric Frid, Jonathan Kirkgard, and Lenny Futterman. Lucas began rowing 2009 for the University of California, Santa Barbara, graduated there as a Culture and Society major. Eric began rowing 2006 for Great Bay Rowing and graduated from Ithaca College. Jonathan, even though he had lots of great rowing opportunities in Philly, his hometown, rowed for Purdue, graduated in 2008. And Lenny began rowing in 2007 for Choate Rosemary Hall High School, prep school. Graduated from BU in 2014. And they are rowing as Schuylkill Navy of Philadelphia. Looking very nice as they get close to the 1,000-meter mark. And right at the 1,000-meter mark, looking very nice. Looking very smooth in this absolutely fantastic water we have here this morning at Mercer County Park. The regatta happening out of the Casperson Rowing Center, which is an official USOC training center. We've had a little bit of rain and a little rougher weather, not bad, but a little more so earlier in the week, but this has just been fantastic this morning. It's actually cool here in central New Jersey in August, much to everybody's delight. Coming up to 500 meters to go. Men's quad making their way down the course, doing a very nice job. If you were going to row well, this is the morning to do it. Conditions are perfect. I'm sure they wish they had somebody to race against, but they are time trialing it today. $250 meters to go for Lucas Wilhelm, Eric Frid, Jonathan Kirkgard, and Lenny Futterman. Punching their ticket, as they say, for the World Championships in Sarasota. Again, if you plan on going, I would look into tickets soon. The word on the street is that they're moving quickly, which is great to see. They expect 40,000 spectators over the course of the regatta. And across the line, and we could hear the grunt and exhortations from here, so they were really pushing it all the way to the end. They made a good, solid piece out of that. I hope their time meets their expectations. Next up, another one-boat race is the men's pair width, otherwise known as the floating leg press. And we'll get to that as soon as we can. Underway is the men's pair with. And we'll go to the camera boat as soon as we get a good shot. That's good enough. Pair with used to be an event that was contested at the IRAs. And so there used to be a lot of these boats around. But the IRA stopped contesting the event some years ago, and a handful of these boats got turned into triples. But today, these guys are rowing an excellent boat, nice Impacher, with coxswain Lou Lombardi, and you can see his head down there in the bow, Greg Davis, and Nevin Cunningham. Per the rules, they have to get down the course, which they look like they're doing in fine fashion. There we go, he steadied in on that. Nice little art shot there, with the bow slicing through this fantastic water this morning. There's Lou Lombardi. And Greg Davis and Nevin Cunningham. They look like they're doing a fine job in the pair. We're going to cut to the tower cam as we lose them a little bit around this part of the race course due to some sort of interference out here. But from this angle you can see that they're rowing the boat nicely. And here they are at the 1,000-meter mark. This is a long race. 2 people sweeping and a coxswain. Back in the day, a lot of the teams doubled up in the pair with and the pair. Abignoli brothers being probably the most famous for doing that. Italian brothers. So they are just about the 500-meter mark. The camera boat's actually going to cut out and get back up in good position for the start of the men's lightweight single race. It is so calm out here, 250 meters away, we can hear the coxswain from the top of the finish tower. And he is driving them on. Tough to be out here all by yourself. On the one hand, okay, so it's a guaranteed slot at the World Championships. But on the other hand, you don't get a good, hard race to prove it. Rating, just heard him call a little bit. Coming up. Telling his crew to stay along. Last 10 strokes or so. And across the line, it is Lombardi, Davis, and Cunningham, who will represent the United States September 24th through October 1st down in Sarasota. Congratulations. Up next is the men's lightweight single, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. Underway is the men's lightweight single. Lane 1, which is closest to the camera, is Hugh McAdam, rowing for Craftsbury. Lane 2 is Matt O'Leary, rowing for Keble College Boat Club. Lane 3, and maybe in the lead, maybe yes, maybe no, is Nicholas Trojan, rowing for Newport Aquatic Center. And on the far side is William Solberg, rowing for Seattle Training Center, not to be confused with the Seattle Rowing Center. Wow, this is a race. How exciting. If there's a leader, it's Matt O'Leary. He is coached by Liz O'Leary. He graduated from Harvard in 2013, and he seems to be taking the advantage right now. Half a boat. Nicholas Trojan in second place, but only by less than half a boat, with Hugh McAdam and William Solberg hot on the heels. Matt O'Leary now just about a boat length over the rest of the field within a deck length of each other. A lot of experience here. Hugh McAdam began rowing in 2004, graduated from Washington College, finished 5th at lightweight quadruple sculls in 2015 World Rowing Championships. Nick Trojan has been to these trials many times, began rowing in 2006 for Long Beach Junior and graduated from Orange Coast College. William Solberg sort of being the new guy on the block here. Rowing for Seattle Training Center. And has Bob Ernst listed as his coach. But right now it is Matt O'Leary out front, rowing very nicely with a boat length lead over the field. They are through the 1,000, between the 1,000 and the 1250 right now. Looking very nice. Nice horizontal drive. Sharp blade placement. And right now he is sitting in the catbird seat watching everybody behind him. So now we are between the 1250 and the 1,500 meter mark. I believe that's Nick Trojan, but he is 3/4 of a boat length open water behind Matt O'Leary. William Solberg and Hugh McAdam are a boat length behind Nick, who is in second place. Even a little bit of open water. So 500 meters to go. It is Matt O'Leary out in front. We reverse angle from the top of the finish line tower, so Matt O'Leary is second from the right. To his left is Nick Trojan. As they get closer to the finish, they get spread out even more, with Matt O'Leary out in front, open water over Nick Trojan, who's ahead of Hugh McAdam, and in fourth place is William Solberg. "150 meters to go." Nice shot of our leader, Matt O'Leary. Began rowing in high school at Noble and Greenough. Graduated from Harvard a few years ago. Doing a nice job today. And across the line, second place, Nick Trojan. Third, Hugh McAdam. And fourth place, William Solberg. So Matt O'Leary representing the United States in the men's lightweight single. My sincerest apologies. On my sheet that was written incorrectly. That was Nick Trojan who won that race. That was Nick Trojan who was out in front. My sincerest apologies to Nick and Matt for having an incorrect listing on my information. .500 meters into the women's lightweight single. Lane 1, Christine Cavallo. Lane 2, Mary Jones. Lane 3, Michaela Kopenhaver. And lane 4, Sydney Taylor. Out front right now in lane 2 is Mary Jones from Cambridge Boat Club up in Boston. Started rowing at Rocket City down in Alabama. Graduated from University of Tennessee. Now rowing for Cambridge and is doing a nice job out in front here with a little bit of open water over lane 1, Christine Cavallo. She began rowing down in Orlando and graduated from Stanford this spring. On the far side, in lane 4, we can see Sydney Taylor from the Seattle Rowing Center, coached by Connell Groom. But it is Mary Jones out in front. And they are just through the 1,000, and Mary Jones has open water on the field by about a boat of open. Looking very smooth here. People down in Huntsville, Alabama, very proud of Mary Jones. Doing a great job right now. Continuing to open the lead up. Now with many boats of open water. Over her next competitor, which is lane 1, Christine Cavallo. On the far side, you can see Michaela Kopenhaver and Sydney Taylor battling it out for 3rd and 4th place. with 500 meters to go. It's Mary Jones in lane 2, which is now the second from the right. Lane 4 being closest to us, lane 1 being the furthest away. From the top of the finish tower, we can hear the fans down on the shore, the 500-meter mark. There's a little pagoda, and they're making their presence known and yelling for their favorites. Oh, lightweight women have a lot of fans out here. On the far shore, we hear people yelling now. It's great. But Mary Jones, Cambridge Boat Club, coach is Sean Clark. Many boats of open water cruising what visually appears to be an easy victory, but sitting in that seat, you know it's not easy. You also know that a couple bungled strokes at this point could upend your adventure. Michaela Kopenhaver is making a push to try to get into second place. Don't know if it's going to happen. So we come to the line. A couple strokes away, it's Mary Jones. And the battle for second place. And it's Christine Cavallo on the far side, lane 1. Michaela Kopenhaver in third place. And Sydney Taylor in fourth place. Next up is the men's lightweight quad. That is a one-boat race, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. Men's lightweight quad underway. It's a SoCal Riverside Boat Club composite. Brendan Harrington, Jacob Georgeson, Will Young, and Jack Rusk. Brendan's a graduate of Yale. Jacob went to Boston College. Will Young graduated from Dartmouth. And Jack is a hometown of Brookline, Mass. And was first team All-Ivy 2016-2017. So it was a mix of young guys and a little more experienced guys. Rowing very nicely together. Again, this is a one-boat race. Per the rules, they have to get down the course. And certainly everybody this morning has been taking this seriously and rowing at good race ratings and taking the rate up towards the end for a sprint. And it's so calm and quiet this morning that at the finish line we can hear them gasping for breath, so you know they took it seriously as they pushed it down the course. They're between the 1250 and the 1500 meter mark on this absolutely perfect day for rowing here at Mercer County Park. The regatta happening, being run out of the Casperson Rowing Center, which is a USOC, United States Olympic Committee training center. So 500 meters to go for Brendan Harrington, Jacob Georgeson, Will Young, and Jack Rusk. Coaches are Christina Morcom and Judith Vogel. The boats from Riverside have been coached by Judith Vogel this morning. Good group of athletes up there training in Boston. And Riverside will certainly have some representation at the World Championships. September 24, August 1. Get your tickets soon. They're expecting between 30 and 40,000 spectators. And the last thing I saw said they've sold 60% of their tickets, which is phenomenal. Some of the VIP packages have actually sold out. So if you want to get something, get your reservations in soon. Couple strokes of the line for Brendan, Jacob, Will, and Jack. And congratulations. We will see you in Sarasota starting September 24. Next race up is the women's lightweight quad. Again, this is a one-boat race coming up, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. Women's lightweight lightweight quad is on the water. And we'll pick them up with the camera launch as soon as it's in position. A little bit of a shaky shot, but we'll take it. Schuylkill Navy of Philadelphia submitted this entry. Jen Sager, Kara Stowicki, Catherine Shiro, and Jillian Zief. Jen Sager rode at the U23 Championships, World Championships in 2015. Finished 15th in the lightweight double sculls there. Catherine Shiro began rowing for Rocket City, and that's down in Huntington, Alabama. Huntington? No. Huntsville, and graduated from OKC University. And Jillian graduated from Trinity, just up the way here in Hartford, Connecticut. Came together to row for Schuylkill Navy. U.S. rowing rules of racing for trial states that the boat has to go down the course to qualify to participate at the World Championships. The next few races, the previous one and this one, are all one boat races. And as I noted earlier, it was nice to see that they are all the one boat races. All the competitors are taking the racing very seriously. Maybe using it to test speed, do a time trial, try to practice a race plan, execute a race plan. Conditions are absolutely perfect for a time trial. It's about as still as it could get. I don't see any wind in the trees. There's just the gentlest ripple on the water, but it's still a nice cool morning. Just fantastic for rowing. They are between the 1250 and the 1500 meter mark. Schuylkill Navy entry of Jen Sager, Kara Stowicki, Catherine Shiro, and Jillian Zief. Here there are coaches and fans out on the point. Here we'll see them in just a second. There they are, yelling them, encouraging them on. It's good to have fans. This boat has a few, even though they're the only boat in the race. Fans are pushing them on. The buoys go from yellow to red, red signifying 250 meters left in this course. And this Schuylkill Navy entry boat will be representing the United States at the World Championships in Sarasota. Racing starts September 24th, and the last day of finals is October 1st. Couple strokes of the line: Jen Sager, Kara Stoicki, Catherine Shiro, and Jillian Zafe across the line. Congratulations, and we will see you in Sarasota. Up next is the men's lightweight 4, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. Underway, men's lightweight 4. Again, another one-boat race. These athletes rowing for New York Athletic Club. Andrew Niels, Nicholas Daw, Thomas Foster, and David Smith. Andrew Niels began rowing 2004 for Bucknell. Graduated from Bucknell, chemical engineering. Nick began rowing 2002 for Cincinnati Juniors and graduated from Dartmouth. Thomas Foster graduated from Yale. And David Smith began rowing in 2001 for Lakeside School out in Seattle and graduated from Dartmouth. So most of these guys have been rowing for quite a while, a lot of experience. They're getting close to the 1,000-meter mark, and we'll stay with them until the shot breaks up. There it went. We have some interference on the course. Not sure what it is, but we'll go back to the camera launch. Once we get through it, it's usually right about the 1,000-meter mark. So from the top of the finish tower, you can see the one boat out there. And there they are, right at the 1,000-meter mark. You can see the big orange buoy. They look like they're pushing it like all the other boats have that have had these one-boat finals, making it into a time trial, taking advantage of this incredible water here at Mercer County Park. This regatta being run out of the Casperson Rowing Center. PNRA, Princeton National Rowing Association, is the host. And that facility is a USOC official training center. And today is an absolutely perfect day for racing. The water is spectacular. Temperature is unbelievable for second week of August. They're coming up on 500 meters to go. Through the 500-meter mark, Andrew Niels, Nicholas Daw, Thomas Foster, and David Smith. Rowing for New York Athletic Club, the distinctive white tops with the red stripe. They are getting close to the 250-meter buoys. They turn from yellow to red, letting the athletes know they have 250 meters to go. Rating coming up a little bit. You just made a little shift. So this quartet will be racing in Sarasota. Regatta starts September 24. Last day of finals, October 1st. Seats are going fast. Expecting 30,000-40,000 people down there to watch the racing. If they hit those numbers, that would be fantastic. To the line, Andrew Niels, Nicholas Daw, Thomas Foster, and David Smith. Congratulations, men's lightweight 4. Next up is the men's lightweight pair, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. About 750 meters in, men's lightweight pair, rowing for Seattle Rowing Center, Jack Devlin and Alex Twist. Their coach is Connell Groom. Again, another one boat entry. And they look like they're laying it down though. They're making a strong push here, certainly rowing at rating. And rowing very nicely in this pair. Seattle Rowing Center having a few entries in this regatta. And again, not to be confused with the Seattle Training Center. That's a different club, different organization. The Seattle Rowing Center being the older of the two. And hitting our dead spot for our video as we get close to the 1,000. We'll get back to them as soon as the picture comes back. And there they are going through the 1,000 meter mark, the big orange buoy that we just passed on the right. Still looking sharp, looking clean. They certainly are putting down a good piece here. They're not letting up, using this as a time trial or a way to practice their race strategy. Or maybe try out something. It's a perfect opportunity to do it. Your time will be incredibly accurate because we're using Here Now, the timer of US rowing for all of our events. With just about 500 meters to go, Jack Devlin and Alex Twist from the Seattle Rowing Center doing a nice job. You can see the buoys going from yellow to red, red signifying 250 meters to go. The rules say even if there's just one entry, you still have to race down the course. There's not a time standard or anything like that, but you do have to complete the course at the qualification regatta. And they are pushing it all the way to the end. They have about 150 meters to go. Rate is high. They are taking advantage of this fantastic water here at Mercer County Park. And across the line, congratulations, Jack Devlin and Alex Twist. We will see you in Florida. Up next are the para competitors, and the first race will be the Pr3 Mixed Double. And we will get to that as soon as possible. And underway is the Pr3 Mixed Double. In lane 1, closest to the camera from Community Rowing, is Aiden Porter and Catherine Barrett. In the white boat from Bear Island Aquatic Center and Seattle Rowing is Natalie McCarthy and Russell Gernat. Pr3 is legs, trunk, arms, and with a sliding seat. So these athletes may have a physical or visual impairment, loss of limb or deficiency, loss of some fingers, or loss of muscle strength due to various things. But it is legs, arms, leg, body, arms with a sliding seat. That is Pr3. It's a new designation this year. And what's also new this year is that athletes will be racing 2,000 meters. Up until this year, at the Olympics, World Championships, all para racing was 1,000 meters. But now they've decided to go to 2, which is great. It's reminiscent of when women's racing switched from 1,000 meters to 2,000 meters at the 1984 Olympics. And how about that? Women could actually go 2,000 meters, and there's certainly no reason these para-athletes can't go 2,000 meters. So lane 1, when we get back to the camera launch, we'll go to it, even though it's a little bit of a janky shot. We'll go to it. Lane 1, community rowing, Aidan Porter and Catherine Barrett. And they had an early lead of about a boat length, but the Bear Island Aquatic Center, Seattle Rowing, composite boat of Natalie McCarthy and Russell Granat are eking back into that lead. Natalie, in the far boat, was born in Tacoma, Washington, started rowing in 2005, won the legs, trunk, arms, as it was called back then, double sculls, the 2015 para rowing championships, trials, and finished first in the legs, trunk, arms, now Pr3, 4 in 2010, 11, 12 at the head of the Charles Regatta, set the course record for the event in 2012. So an experienced and tenacious athlete on the far side over there in the bow of that boat. We will see at about the between the 1250 and the 1500 meter mark, this race is tightening up. Community rowing starting with that lead through almost a boat length at the beginning of this race, around the 500 meter mark when we picked them up. But slowly, Natalie and Russell have been able to reel them back in, and we are just about to have a lead change. And there it is, and there's the other, back and forth now. Whoever's blade in the water has the lead. At the 500 meters to go, it looks like the Bear Island Aquatic Center Seattle Rowing composite boat of Natalie McCarthy and Russell Granat have taken over the lead. From the top of the finish tower, lane 2 is closest to us, lane 1 on the far side, and from here it's too close to tell. As they get closer, we'll have a little better view and see what is going on, but right now this race is very, very tight. But now even from this distance with 250 meters to go, it is apparent that Natalie McCarthy and Russell Granat have taken the lead and probably have about a boat length now. A boat length, and they want even more. They're going to open it up even further. Open water now. About a boat length of open water, and by the time they get to the finish line, it might even be more. Natalie McCarthy, Russell Granat, with about 50 meters to go, and they are pushing it hard through the finish line. All right, congratulations to Natalie and Russell. We will see you in Sarasota. Aiden Porter and Catherine Barrett across the line, and hopefully we will see you at more events in the future too. Next up is the Pr3 Mixed Double. Pr3 Mixed Double, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. The Pr3 Mixed Double underway. Lane 1, closest to the camera launch, from Miami Beach Water Sports Center and Rowing Club, Betsy Mitchell and Helman Roman. Ooh, good race going on here. On the outside in lane 2, from Orion, is Laura Goodkind and Isaac French. This is quite the battle. Pr3 is rowers who have trunk and arm movement and who are unable to use the legs to propel the sliding seat. So no sliding seat in the Pr3. This is what was referred to as trunk and arms in the past. Now Pr2. My goodness, what a battle going on. These boats are going essentially the same boat speed. The boat from Orion, Laura Goodkind and Isaac French. Laura began rowing in 2014 and placed 10th in the trunk and arms mixed double at the Paralympic Games in 2016. Isaac, 13 years after he was adopted from Korea, Isaac French has had his sights on competing in the 2020 Paralympic event in Japan. So they are off to a good start here. And we are, oh my gosh, I want to leave it at this shot. This is incredible. We are in our mostly our dead zone around the 1,000-meter mark. But you know what? Awesome, it came back. What a battle these two are having. In the boat closest to us, Betsy began rowing in 2011, finished 10th in the trunk and arms mixed double at the 2015 World Rowing Championships. Helman began rowing in 2014, born in Bogota, Colombia, won the mixed trunk and arms double sculls at the 2016 Para Trials. He also won the 2016 Sprint Indoor Championships and also won the mixed trunk and arms double sculls at 2015 U.S. Rowing Masters Nationals. So these people have not been racing a long time, but they've certainly got a lot of racing in. And how exciting to see such a great race going on here today. So again, the PR2 is arms and body and trunk. Used to be called trunk and arms. And they're going 2,000 meters, which again is awesome. With just about 500 meters to go, it is the Orion boat that has about a boat length lead. A nice aggressive swing in that boat, which is coming in very handy in the last 500 meters of this race. Just a nice strong push with the upper body, swinging into the bow. Lots of fans, we can hear them on the far side. Laura Goodkind and Isaac French. Coming into the last 250 meters, buoys going from yellow to red, signaling 250 meters to go. Para rowing now going 2,000 meters. And these athletes will be heading down to Sarasota for the World Championships starting September 24th. Going through October 1st, last finals on October 1st. Tickets are going quickly, so if you're interested in going, get on the website and see what's available. Some of the more higher end tickets, the VIP packages, are already sold out. But we are looking forward to a great regatta down in Sarasota. They are working at a feverish pace to get it all done, get it all ready. We had our youth national championships down there earlier this summer. The venue is fantastic. Laura Goodkind and Isaac French across the line. In second place is Betsy Mitchell and Helman Roman. Up next is the PR1 men's single. PR1 men's single, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. In the Pr1 men's single is Blake Haxton. And if you've been following para rowing for a while, you know that name. Pr1 is for athletes who row with their arms and shoulders only. And athletes use strapping around their midsection to provide support and stability in the boat. You can see that strapping. And as you might imagine, all that strapping is has to be inspected and certified to make sure it's safe and meets the standards for the event. Oh, not sure what's going on there with the camera. Something happened. Looks like we'll get the picture back here in a sec. So Blake won the arms and shoulders, as it was called, single sculls, at the 2016 Olympic and Paralympic team trials. And has been the winner of this event 2014, 15. He's sort of been the guy for the past few years. And it looks like he is rowing smoothly on his way to representing the United States again in 2017 down in Sarasota. I was talking to a qualifier who makes sure that qualifies the athletes and make sure they're in their proper event and make sure their strapping's okay, their seats are to regulation and everything is up to snuff. And she was mentioning how the arms and shoulders, you can see the ability, the flexibility right at that strap to get a little more reach with the shoulders and provide a little more power with that upper mid-back to help propel the boat. From the finish tower, we can see Blake coming down the course. And we will follow him through the finish and then pick up the PR1 women's single as soon as possible. There are 3 entrants in that race, and we will go to it immediately after Blake crosses the finish line. So para-athletes racing 2,000 meters now, which is a good change. I hope they enjoy it. In the last Pr3 Mixed Double, we saw a battle for 2,000 meters. That was a great race. And certainly when the women went from 1,000 to 2,000 meters back in the mid-'80s, certainly the women I was coaching at the time, high school girls, they loved the change from 1,000 to 2,000 meters, and I hope these athletes do too. So Blake Haxton doing a nice job out here today, taking advantage of this incredible water here at Mercer County Park. This regatta being run out of the Casperson Rowing Center. The Princeton National Rowing Association is a host, and this is also an official USOC training center. And to the line. Congratulations, Blake. We will see you down in Florida. Three entrants in the PR1 women's single final. Closest to the camera is Jackie Kapanowski. In lane 2 is Haley Smith. And in lane 3, out of the picture to the right, is Taylor Roberts. So this is a battle between the reigning champion Jackie, who is a multi-talented athlete, both a winter athlete on the American curling team for the Winter Olympics, and on the rowing team later, picked up rowing a little bit later. And these two are battling it out. Taylor Roberts is a little further behind, a little bit out of the picture. But Jackie and Haley are going at it. There's a shot of Taylor. We'll pick up this shot again when we get out of our video dead zone there. It's right about the 1,000-meter mark. And here we are back at this battle, 1,000 meters down, and they are neck and neck. Wow. Haley rowing for MedStar Paralympic Sport Club, and Jackie rowing for Treasure Coast Rowing Club. Haley now starting to pull away a little bit. Now just about to 3/4 of a boat length. But Jackie is not letting up at all, and she looks like she's coming back. So Haley took a little bit of maybe a 10 or something right there after the 1,000 to get her nose out in front, and got about 1/2 to 3/4 of a boat length lead. But Jackie is starting to come back, or no, Haley is now pushing back out. But this has been quite the battle between these two. And there you can see Jackie's bow coming back a little bit. Just under a 1/2 a boat length down. Jackie is quite the athlete. She's competed in 80 marathons. 19 of them before she became disabled, and has been on the U.S. triathlon team, the curling team, and now the rowing team. This is Taylor Roberts. Jackie was the commencement speaker at our commencement at Youth Nationals for all the athletes who were missing their commencement at home, all the high school kids. And she spoke of her experience and her perseverance. It was pretty wonderful. It was the kids were really inspired. It was great to have her there. And she is tough, as you can see here. She is not going to let Haley get away at all. They are going to race this to the end. How exciting. This is wonderful. They are just going stroke for stroke. No movement in the last few strokes here. Now maybe Haley moving out a little bit. Let's see if Jackie comes back. They are getting close to 250 meters to go. There's still enough room here for anything to happen. And Haley looks like she is working to put this one away. She just took the rating up. And she is now at a much higher rate than Jackie. And we're going to have to go to the finish cam. You can see it here. Her strokes may be a little bit shorter, but they are a little bit higher. She's putting the blades in the water more times than Jackie. and that has helped her move out to almost a boat length lead now. Jackie looking over to see where she is. Haley's blade work, I have to say, is a little more accurate, a little sharper than Jackie's. And Hallie is moving away here. She has finally broken this race open a little bit. A little more than a boat length of open water with about 100 meters to the line. The last race of this Senior and Para World Championship trials. The next time we'll see these athletes is in Sarasota, Florida, September 24th through October 1st. I hope you all watch or attend. It's going to be a great event down in Florida. Hallie Smith, congratulations, rowing for MedStar. Jackie Kapanowski coming in second. Taylor Roberts coming to the line and across the line. Thank you all very much for watching today. We hope to see you all in Florida. Have a good day. Bye-bye.